How's it going, Miami Dolphin fans? It's your man JT coming at you with a Week 4 recap for the Miami Dolphins game. And I'm going to do this video a little bit different because I'm only going to talk about the game for so long. And then I really just got something that I've seen a lot of through the social medias going even back to last year. And after, of course, this week's loss, it just came out of the woodworks. And I think it's something that I really need to make a video about and just kind of get my thoughts out there for you guys. But of course, I mean, what is there to say about this game the past week that probably somebody hasn't already said somewhere? Clearly just a blown opportunity. It was just one of those games where every single thing the Miami Dolphins needed to avoid, they fell right into every single one of them. Got off to a slow start, didn't get any of the calls to go their way, fumbling snaps, receivers can't get open, letting the team just convert on third down. That's the one thing, and it's happened a few times, and it's honestly probably the best compliment of the Patriots. It's just them on third down. They are just so amazing at third down, and it's not even like, you know, they just get huge 15 or 20 yards. Like, they get exactly what they need. There was a point in the game when it was 3rd and 8, and I looked over and I told my dad, I said, the Patriots are going to get 8 yards here. Not 9, not 7, they're going to get 8. And that's exactly what happened, because Belichick can scheme up the perfect play to get exactly what he needs. And I think it's more mental with anything when you play the Patriots, because they just wear you down. Our defense did a good job. Like, early on, they got a red zone stop. I mean, when do you ever stop Tom Brady from scoring a touchdown in the red zone? You don't. And it's because our defense is massively improved. And it was just a matter of our offense just could not get anything going. And I don't think that's something that I saw coming. Even though I predicted a win, you know, a loss would not have surprised me. But the fact that, you know, they just went out there and just the game was never close really did throw me off. And so it's unfortunate that the game went down that way. And obviously, you know, listen, the season's not over for the Dolphins. They're still 3-1. My expectations were 8-8, and hope that this super young team that we have shows some promise. And they're well ahead of that. You know, according to me, they'd be 2-2 right now. So you're not going to hear me complain too much. It was a bad game. Put it behind you. We got the Bengals next week. It is what it is. But one thing I got to talk about, just so many people just down on Adam Gase, and they came out of the woodworks for this game. And in a lot of ways, yeah, he was outcoached, and it was a bad game. And clearly, he went into this game with the same offensive game plan that he did for teams like the Jets and the Raiders, and it did not work. But just some of the craziness that I've seen people talk about. Adam Gase can't coach offense. He needs to give up play calling. The team's trending downward. He's, you know, too stubborn. Just so much ridiculous stuff. And I've literally seen people. That's the best one. I've seen several people talk about this team trending downward. Like, did I miss the Dolphins dynasty that was going on before Adam Gase got here? Like, do y'all want to go back to the 8 years prior to Adam Gase? Since the man's gotten here, he's gone 10-6 when he's actually had a fairly decent team go his way that doesn't have a hurricane taken away. It's bye week, that doesn't have to deal with Jay Cutler and a guy who doesn't care at quarterback, that doesn't have to deal with Jay Ajayi and Jarvis Landry arguing with the head coach. I don't care whose side you are. That's out there. It's known that was what was going on. You know, these players haven't hid it. They're talking about it on their own Twitter page. So he's gone with a capable quarterback in Ryan Tannehill. He's gone 11-6. At this point, he's already made the playoffs once, and at 3-1, he realistically could make the playoffs again. Like, you're talking about a coach who realistically, if he just goes like basically 500 the rest of the year, could make the playoffs 2 out of 3 seasons. And there's people out there that want him fired, or want him taking away play calling and all this crazy stuff. And the lack of appreciation for Adam Gase, who has turned this team into a playoff contender since day 1 of coming here, is insane. And I love how these people hide when we're winning games, and he's calling great plays against the Oakland Raiders, and we got flea flickers everywhere. But then the New England Patriots in Foxborough outcoach him, you know, heaven forbid, and now all of a sudden we got to fire him, we got to get a new head coach. It's ridiculous. Dolphin fans need to appreciate Adam Gase. He is an excellent head coach. He is stubborn, but you know what? He knows exactly what he wants to run. He gets along great with a lot of his players. You know, he can call an offense. He's sarcastic. He's funny. He's made us into just simply a winning team. Like, I don't understand. Like, the fact that he won 6 games last year is amazing when you talk about everything the Dolphins had against them. So, Adam Gase is a great head coach. Just don't overreact to a bad New England Patriots loss. It happens. Adam Gase is going to have those games where his offense just gets outcoached. And that's just how it is. It's happened before with games like the Ravens last year and a few games, so far in his career. He's still a young coach, and there's plenty that he can improve upon. I think he needs to get better making adjustments and, making changes throughout a game and not sticking too much to his game plan. I think he's stuck to a few players and been a little bit too committed to certain players at certain times, particularly players he's worked with in the past. There's plenty where Adam Gase can get better. But miss me with this Adam Gase should be fired nonsense, because I have no interest in going back to the Joe Philbins and the Cam Camerons and the Nick Sabans and all the other crap we dealt with. Adam Gase is a good head coach. Dolphin fans need to recognize. That's all I have to say.